It's a unique scent that whereby once you step in a room, you are, I won't say shining or just say quote unquote smelling rich. Have you ever tried Mell Smell Rich?
Right.
I would say the slogan do speak for itself. A man of high caliber of yourself with certain standards, you would push to go and buy a cologne that marks Smell Rich. Anyone could afford it, is what I could tell you at the end of the day, because it's...
I was going to ask you, what about somebody that feels like they can't afford Smell Rich by Mohammed?
Within the same price range,
right.
At the end of the day, what I plan to do is those who purchase the samples between now when it's launched, the samples launched, to the actual set launch, get 15% off of the actual cologne.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you're giving back to the Guyanese community or the Guyanese public at large. So anyone can afford it. Once at the end of the day, they see it fitting to purchase.
Right. So we know where it's coming from, we know the story behind it, but how do Guyanese actually access it when it's here? When do you plan to launch it? And where can people purchase it from?
Well, there will be sales representative, and I will highlight it by advertising wise where they can get it, but one of the main stores that they can actually get it is Akila's gift shop at City Mall.
Right.
Yeah. A few years back, I just realized that I probably wanted to do something more other than just being a videographer. I have a company called Studio 7. We normally do filmmaking and live streaming, and then you still have that urge to do something more.
Right.
A day I was just brainstorming, I like perfume, I like cologne, and then I decided to, a bright idea does go bloop, and I decided to research how to actually create or make my own cologne.
Right. So going into the business of procuring and reselling cologne is more or less a personal passion. It's something you've liked for yourself.
Yes, I did. From small days, you would probably, using them sweet oil when you're going to school,
right.
and you want to know how these people actually create these things. So doing the research, I reached out to certain countries where I looked up, such as Canada, Dubai, France, and the USA. So a few hit back, I'll be on a real note on that, a few hit back like Canada and Dubai,
right.
But the rest was, I wasn't seeing any positive response from them.
Right.
So canceled those two, so it was just Dubai and Canada. And then Canada kind of dropped short with how they responded to a Guyanese person, I would say.
Right.
Just messaging out of the blue, trying to create his own brand or own image of a perfume, right. Instead of buying other people's stuff.
Right. So you were able to create something that you will shortly introduce to the Guyanese market.
Yes.
Why do you think the scent would be appropriate for Guyanese? Why do you think Guyanese will buy into it and like it?
Well, that's a lovely question, Kurt. Based on where Guyana is heading as the fastest growing economy in the world, right. Certain outlook we would probably want to be attached with or affiliated with. Even going back to, let me just head back a little bit, looking at certain countries where certain popular celebrities come from, such as Barbados, right. Where we have Rihanna. Rihanna has her own perfume line. So there's all in my head at the same time when I was researching stuff. But back to your question in terms of how make Guyana outlook far better, right. We are an oil nation at this point in time. Right. So a lot of oil nation has a lot of representative in terms of their own branding of this, they have their own this. So I think at that point in time, I say, hey, why not try bringing in Guyana's first cologne or perfume here to showcase what Guyana can actually create, right. Even though it's not created here. Just like Rihanna's cologne. Rihanna's cologne is not being created in Barbados, right. It's being created in France. But how I am heading to a higher stepping stone is by asking the company in Dubai to see if we could set up a sister company here in Guyana to look at our Caribbean sisters and brothers, right. And also the South American hemisphere.
So you would say it's a cologne created by a Guyanese for Guyanese?
Yes, it is.